Dear African Union, dear delegates, dear presidents, dear employees, dear everyone, dear clerk, will you see to it that minimum 3 people watches this video, and please watch it to the end, okay? Please, 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 please watch it to the end, because there's some information here that's going to save the African Union and make you the grandest union of them all, taking them all up with you. Okay, this is a promise, but I need you to listen to it, okay? Okay, so basically, hi. My name is Simon. I'm a 46-year-old philosopher who has been dabbling in political structures for the last 20-30 years of my life in the attempt to find the meaning of life, which incidentally turns out to be gratitude and love, which is a proof I'll come through after the explanation on how optimal form of rule is organized. So basically, when you look at the law, you try to fight idiocy. That's basically all it tries to do. You have to do this, or you have to not do this, then you're not an idiot according to the law. But when you look at it, it's a lot of rules that simply makes up a consistent form of oppression that doesn't allow us to have our birthright, freedom. So basically, in order to organize for our freedom, our birthright, then it's important that you look at what the most optimal structure is. And that is the Rosa Concilia, optimal form of rule, the Council of Reconciliation, or the Pink Council, which is basically that you have instantaneously, in this instant, you have 100 people, 10 groups with 10 people in them. So you have 10 groups, 10 people, in 100 people total. In this case, it could be a government who has departments, and every department that has an invitation to this meeting in relation to a case is a department. So in this department, you choose a better provider, the best speaker, the most bright, the best man, and he goes along with every other department's better provider into the inner circle. In the council of the inner circle, there's case-by-case evaluation. You say veto in favor of gratitude. We'll get to how this works for us after, but for now, just know that the organization is veto in favor of gratitude. Veto and victory in favor of gratitude / the group if you can't reach agreement. Subsequently, there's 3 major laws. There can't be idiocy, anything but the smartest solution. There can't be bitches, weak men or women. And there can't be vengeance. It was yesterday. So, in that we start to organize and say what makes us grateful. Case by case evaluation. This engulfing any law will simply say you're being trialed by this law. But according to what we know about idiocy, which most of the times the law is, or the jurisdictional process is, and what you know about vengeance, and what you know about being weak, turns into that there can't be idiocy. Veto in favor of gratitude and case-by-case evaluation, leading to what we know is right. That we can argue for ourselves, saying, this man crossed the red light at 2:30 in the morning. There was no people around. No one was harmed but the fucking cop who sat there taking a note on him crossing the red light. Does this make us grateful? Do we want the bureaucracy of the situation? Whatever case you have, veto in favor of gratitude. This engulfing the law will simply say you're being tried by this law, but it does not make us grateful to do this, to trial by this. And that's the equation. Now, how does this work? It works through something called CAS, Cardinal Awareness Structure. And that is basically that you as a human being have needs. And you gotta acknowledge those needs in order to thrive. You speak about Maslow, but this is a bit more consistent. You have hatred, you have pain, and you have hunger. Those 3 are your fundamental drives. They become yearn, which is what you have to follow to be grateful. You follow your yearn, you will become grateful. Now, if you follow your yearn, this starts what we are all doing all the time, hunting. Everything is a hunt. Right now I'm hunting to be understood by formidle myself, express myself. I'm hunting to be understood in order to hunt what I want, changes for your society to be better. I also articulate with my body language, so on the subsequent level of my mind, I'm articulating with my body in order to support my argument. That is hunting my expression so I'm not stressed but free. Now, once you have started a hunt, something happens. You start an evil action by default. But when you look at what evil is, it's everything. Everything good has the roots in evil. Now, evil is conclusion of a situation in elevation, in hierarchy. Right now, I don't have a beer, but I have the straw here. And I'm being evil towards it to illustrate my point in my hunt and my evil. It is subdued. It is totally in my power, and I'm being evil to it with my power. I'm being elevated in the hierarchy between me and the straw in the situation in the hierarchy related. So basically, I am being superior. And that is when you look at it, everything that goes out in our mind all the time. Everything we do is an aspect of the evil where we are winning, which is the second part after the evil, and then we are fulfilled by nourishment of our victory. And that can be nourishment of the flesh and blood of a cow. It can be nourishment of the achievement of a dream. Mind, body, and soul all have yearns. The link between all those three is your yearn, which is what you must, and I repeat, must have the courage to follow. It's not your heart you have to follow, it's your yearn. It will never lie to you. So, in that I'm now evil and have been nourished by illustrating with the straw how powerful I am, to make sure that you understand that it's all about evil. I am now winning, and then in that grateful. Now, the highest aspect of our emotional life is gratitude. So if we know that we're navigating for our yearn, in our evil, for our gratitude, then by default we will be serving what it's all about, love. Because you can win without being grateful, but you can't be grateful without winning. So if we know that it's all about gratitude, then we know by default that the law can operate according to this. And this means that you will need the one prayer, and that is Nome Patri, Filii og Spiritus Sancti, alle akser, mor, far, matres, og så videre, Krono og far. You are. It is your legs. It's your gratitude, pain, freedom, joy, adventure, life and death alone. Tomorrow comes. Everything else was yesterday. It was yesterday. It's your life, your gift, and you are allowed to be here. What makes you grateful? Amen. And in that, the whole sequence here, it's all there is to it. Veto in favor of gratitude, perpetually. And you continuously argue till you have the most optimized situation or solution where you know that what makes you grateful is actually what's going to happen. And that's that. 10 minutes of freedom. Good luck, gentlemen. I wish you the best, all the best. The best that I can give you is this, and I want you to have it. Good luck. Kind regards, your father.